I've not done one of these videos in a very, very long time, but today I'm going to be reading some operator bios in Rainbow Six Siege. I saw a couple requests in the comments over the past couple of days, and I certainly don't mind doing these. I'm in a bit of a time crunch right now, as I've got to go out of town tomorrow, but I wanted to get a video out for you guys nonetheless, so I'm just gonna read a couple of these, and I hope that you guys can relax, relax to these, and of course, I'll be making my other videos coming very soon, which will be the 30k subscriber special, with videos submitted by my subscribers, as well as the kidney stone ASMR. Okay, today I think we are gonna go with Rook and Kapkan. Rook and Kapkan, Rook and Kapkan. Okay, we'll start with Rook. If you're gonna get shot, you may as well do it right. Nissan's father is a respected stonemason while his mother held numerous jobs. They both informed his sense of architectural design and precision, helping him earn top rankings in school. Along with Nissan's intellectual interests, he excelled in athletics from an early age, including track and field, fencing, and cycling. He later dropped out of university to cycle across France before returning and joining the Gendarmerie. I'm thinking that's Gendarmerie. Gendarmerie. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Nissan thrived in his training, which included specialized qualifications in weapons, surveillance, and criminal investigations. His adaptability put him at the top of the list in military and defense courses, quickly catching the attention of the GIGN. The GIGN. His first operations with that unit combined all of the elements to satisfy his endless pursuit of challenges and adventure, according to staff psychologists. Specializing in hostage rescue and surveillance, Nissan's list of successful interventions is extensive. We're gonna move on down to his specialist profile. In reviewing specialist Julian Rook Nissan's file, what stands out is his ability to adapt to demands. Very quickly into our conversation, it was clear that Nissan's interests are wide-reaching. From his descriptions, it sounds like his parents imparted their eclectic tastes. Julian and his sister Elodie said more during operations. I'm curious how Nizan went from studying architecture to joining law enforcement. He grew up passionate about cycling, auto racing, and rock concerts, and he spent an inordinate amount of time trying to devise a scheme by which these could become careers. Ultimately, his interest evolved, dropping out of university to cycle around France gave him his first sense of freedom, and then his world expanded further when he returned. At that time, the gendarmerie enlisted his civilian father for an anti-corruption sting with local businesses. Nizan told me he was fascinated by the level of planning required by the police. Right from the beginning, Nizan remembers appreciating the broad spectrum of skills and range of expertise required to be in law enforcement and the military. Every day is different. Nizan is one of the more constant optimists on the team. His ability to energize other specialists is important, and he is certainly well liked. I'd like to see Nizan's sense of adventure put to better use, however, complacency benefits no one. And this, of course, is written by Dr. Harishva Harry Bandy, the director of Rainbow. And just to go over a couple notes about Rook, he had training at the Gendarmerie Nationale and the Garde Republicaine. I'm so sorry, guys. He had relevant experience as the marksmanship champion. And here's his notes. His device is the R1N Rhino armor pack. He himself is the operator specialist Julian Rook Nizan, and his evaluation lead is specialist Gustav Doc Katab. Lab time has been limited. I understand this, but specialist Julian Nizan's R1N Rhino armor assessment has been bumped off the schedule 4 times. I was informed that this was due to the straightforward nature of the armor pack and therefore doesn't require a full lab analysis. This is not ideal. How are these being prioritized? I'd like to have a meeting with Dr. Harry Bandy and Director Elena Alvarez, 6 and Mira, to discuss the lab schedule priorities. The R1N's composition of boron ceramic plates can limit damage from small arms and effectively buys times for the team from fatal impacts so that medical assistance can reach them in time. As we know, this is the single most important thing in combat: survival. With something so simple, it's really exceptional and deserves respect. Please, let's discuss lab time. Written by Doc. And now that we have read Doc, let's move right on. Next door to Sir Kapkan. Maxim Kapkan Basuda and his brothers grew up in Kovrov, surrounded by the influence of the Russian military. Both parents worked in the military support factories, his father in mechanical engineering, and his mother in textiles. Encouraged by his parents and teachers, Basuda joined the Ministry of Internal Affairs as a police officer, along with the standard training of the weapon expertise, protection detail, and high-speed pursuit. Basuda showed adroit skills with hostage rescue and information gathering. Clever strategies and self-sufficiency meant that Basuda was perfect for an undercover operation in the port town of Naryanmar on the Barents Sea. His successful efforts to shut down organized crime prompted his recruitment into the highly respected Spetsnaz. Basuda became an avid hunter and trapper during his time at the Arctic Circle, before being transferred to Beslan in 2002. Let's move on to his specialist profile. On first impression, Specialist Maxim Kapkan Basuda can come across as jaded about the world and in his role in it. Oftentimes, those who are more frustrated sound as though they don't care, when in fact they care a great deal. It's important to Basuda that he's able to make a lasting contribution, and so, despite his cynicism, or because of it, he's taken it upon himself to mentor other soldiers. Even though some on the team find him intense, they all speak highly of him. I asked him if he thought he had changed much over the years. He laughed and told me the one change he has noticed: he still eats flint for breakfast. Only now he knows when to take his words back. Basuda enjoys a number of hobbies centered around weapons and hunting, so naturally I wanted to hear what the appeal was for him. A hunter, Basuda told me, needs to think strategically, to understand the animal's routines and behaviors, but it's also imperative that the hunter respects their prey. Any true hunter respects animals. They understand conservation and the need to maintain a balance. Wolves and bears play their part perfectly, he told me. Basuda said this understanding makes him a better operator because he can apply it to people, both in how they're like animals, but also in how they are not. For Basuda, life is harsh, made harsher by humans. Decisive action and level-headedness are what matter. Like wolves, not the fairy tale kind, but the real ones, Basuda considers himself loyal. Wolves, he explained to me, are devoted to family. Vin Diesel. All members raise the young, and they work together as a team when hunting. Given his explanation, I wondered if he may feel somewhat lonely, a wolf without a pack. At my mention of it, he Maxim Kapkan Basuda. Frost writes, "It's exciting to be a part of these evaluations, so I want to extend my thanks to Rainbow director Harry Bandy and director Elena Alvarez, aka Mira, for including me. Because of my welcome mats, Mira felt that I'd be the best choice to take a closer look at Kapkan's EDD Mark II traps. So Cap and I got right to work running our gear through a series of tests. Stress, deployment, and tactical. Tactical. We made use of every part of the state-of-the-art lab. Over the course of its development, there have been various adjustments made to the EDD Mark II. It was updated with a lighter alloy, and a revised design has made it more flexible. Overall, the EDD is functioning well, and we're happy with the results. I learned more about Cap over these past few days than from all of the operations we've been on together. He taught me a few new tricks, and despite what he says, I think he learned some things from me too. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed these operator bios, and if you guys would like me to do more videos like these, I am more than happy, as they are extremely relaxing for me